So, have you ever smoked on a night before school or work? Well, I have, a couple times actually. It's usually pretty chill. I wake up in the morning with energy and a good mood, drink some coffee, and yeah, it's great. But this story is about when I was working at a gas station as a summer job, and the one time when I smoked a bit too much and was still baked in the morning. It all started when me and a friend decided to blaze up and watch some YouTuber boxing. I don't remember exactly who was fighting, but because I live in Europe, I had to stay up until 3 a.m. for the match to even begin. So, here we are, pretty baked, it's 2 a.m., the match is gonna start in an hour or so, when my friend has the genius idea to smoke some more, because he wants to be suited for the match. Well, I'm thinking, why not? I got work in like 10 hours or so, that should be enough time to calm down. After doing the hit, I was pretty gone. But I wasn't freaking out or anything. I was still confident in my assessment that I'll be fine in the morning. So we watch the fight, everything is chill, and I go to sleep about 5:30 a.m., giving me a whopping 6 hours of sleep, which is fine. But when the alarm rang in the morning and I got up, well, let's just say I wasn't sober. Hell, I wasn't even high. I was still baked. At this point, I was a little worried. Not just because I had work in an hour, but because my shift was with two of the most try-hard gas station employees I've ever seen in my life. And well, I knew if they understood I was high, they'd 100% report me to the manager. Now, I could have just called in sick or something, but to be honest, I didn't really care too much if they fire me, and at the time, with my baked mind, I was low-key feeling like a secret agent on a mission to infiltrate this gas station and gather intel. So I ended up going. I arrived about 3 minutes late. Not a big deal, right? I swear, the second I walked in that door, those two tryhards were eyeballing me, like I was trying to rob the place or something. Anyway, I walked past them and said hello, and it seemed to me like I was in the clear. One of them said something like, "Hello, sleepyhead." I don't know, to be honest, I was 100% concentrating on acting natural, so I don't remember much about any social interactions I had that day. But yeah, I was on cooking duty that night, meaning I was making the fast food while the others were checking up customers and stocking shelves and whatnot. Also, because I was still pretty high at this point, in my mind I was a Michelin star decorated master chef, making these hamburgers, hot dogs and fries, putting my blood, sweat and tears into them. And I swear, people were loving the food I was making. I even overheard a girl say to her friend that this tastes better than usual, and not gonna lie, that made me so happy in that moment that my hard work was being noticed. But, as we know, all good things must come to an end. And there I was, having the time of my life, making delicious fast food, when tryhard number one, the big G, let's call her, says to me that I'm making the food wrong. Pretty much, we had a recipe book that had specific instructions on how to make the food. And well, I was kind of ignoring it a little bit. By putting in, let's say, 50 grams of lettuce instead of 30, not a big deal, I thought, but I guess it was. So now the big G has effectively taken all the joy from this job. And well, I'm pretty bummed out. As a way to be a little prick, I decided I'm going to make the food all slow-like. And not gonna lie, I got enjoyment from watching the big G having to suck up to customers because their orders were taking so long. And when the big G told me to make the food faster, I just told her I don't know how to make it correctly and fast. So she had two options. Let me make it my way or the slow way. And well, she decided my way. So I ended up making food for the entire day, and it was pretty fun. Obviously, after like 3 or 4 hours, I was pretty much normal again. So yeah, that was my high at work story. It probably wasn't as crazy as you might have thought, but it sure was a pretty cool experience for me. And if you enjoyed this video and made it this far, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Yeah, see you in the next video.